Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Converted Podcast, the podcast about the guild on Airy Peak Convert to Raid. With you as always is Salmisis the Shaman, Belshnickle the Priest, and Navox the Warrior. It's about to get real. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 31 of the Converted Podcast. I am Belshnickle, and with me back in the house, I got my peep Nav and Salmisis. How you guys doing tonight?
In this episode, we have Aerothane, the leader of Wallace Anonymous, events from Turarts, reality TV, and BlizzCon!
Yes, yes.
Yes, that is awesome.
Big news.
Oh, we finally have information about that.
You had to know that was
What's
coming.
up, chat room? How's it going, chat room? You guys excited for BlizzCon?
That's fantastic.
I'd like to know who in the chat room is going to go to BlizzCon.
It seems to me like every single person I talk to is going to BlizzCon. Like everybody. So this is going to be the year of CTR in Anaheim.
Oh, you know it's going to be the
It's going to be
giantest
fantastic.
party ever. Oh my gosh.
How you been doing, man?
Dude, man, I've been doing really... Huh?
So what's been going on since I was out?
Dude, man, I've been doing pretty good. Maybe we're trying to hold it down, you know? But been raiding with the OB, the York Busters, man. We got the 25-man team going. I just coined that OB, by the way, but whatever.
OB?
The OB. And it's going pretty good.
You know, there's a beer in Korea called OB, and it's really terrible beer.
We're nothing like that kind of beer. So yeah, we had our first raid last Monday as a team. It went pretty good, man. So it's fun, man. Digging the 25, man. It's nice. It's different, but it's good. I like it.
How far did you guys get?
We got to a Siege Crafter.
Nice.
So we're at Siege. Okay. Well, the first night I think we got up to Thok. I don't know. We're at Siege Crafter now. They're actually raiding right now, so I'm missing that raid for the Converted, baby. You know what I'm saying? But
it's your first time as a 25-man group getting the Siege Crafter.
It's not bad, man.
Good.
The team is good.
It's not bad.
Yeah, the team is solid. So, last weekend went to a UFC fight up in Orlando, live fight. That was a lot of fun. I put a couple pictures on the old Twitterverse, and to keep it schnickly, man. You guys know I gotta have the Schnickle cam. You know, the Schnickle cam is always making an appearance, and I don't know what it is, man. But wherever I go, people just start dancing. So I got a quick little clip, man, of a dude dancing at the fight. Now check it out, right? The audio is horrible. It was on my phone, and it was real loud in there. But check this out, guys. This is kind of crazy. Check this out. So that guy just started doing that dance, man. When he saw me, he was like, "Dude,
That's hokey.
That's hokey. That's fantastic." No, man, he just started dancing, man. You know, he just started getting hype. So that was good, man. It was fun. We had a good time there, man. It was good.
Belshnickle, you are such a troll, man.
Listen, man, if you're around Belshnickle, the camera this year at BlizzCon, man, the camera's gonna be in full effect. We're gonna be getting some dancing here at BlizzCon this year.
Yeah, and it's all gonna go on the internet.
That's funny. That was funny.
Anything he
Dude, that was good.
goes on the internet.
Other than that, man, been doing a little Hearthstone, a little D3 when I can. Hearthstone on the iPad is fantastic. Best place ever to play that game. I know you guys are both haters of the game Hearthstone, but whatever.
I like Hearthstone. I just don't have an iPad.
Hearthstone. I think I'd like Hear the Storm better, but
other than that, man, just getting excited, baby. BlizzCon, man, they announced it. I fell on my knees and wept for a good, 20 minutes, but I'm feeling good now, man. I'm excited. I'm pumped up, man.
You wept?
Yeah, I wept like a baby. No, it's good, man. So, Sal, what have you been up to?
You did text me, though.
I did, man. I did. I'm excited.
Like, BlizzCon's announced. Okay, so, guys, we're going to talk about BlizzCon later on in the show. We're going to talk about it. So that's why we're not, going into it right now. But, so excited about that, I will say. So I've been watching that Azeroth Choppers.
Yeah.
With the motorcycles. Belshnickle, have you watched any of that?
I have not. But I am happy to announce that I'm here to glean knowledge from Sal. So Sal, tell us more about the choppers. I've seen little clips and stuff, but I haven't gotten into all that. What's the deal for anybody who may not know what's going down with that?
It's a reality show with all the reality show things that go with it, like, you know, scripted scripts and fake outs and things like that. But if they're making motorcycles, and I always like that show anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So with show number 2 that just came out, they started like with the design and get their teams together, and they've got a 5-week deadline, and they're all
it's always a crunch. It's always the crunch deadline. They always have a crunch deadline on those shows. But I cannot wait. I can only imagine what these bikes are going to look like at the end. I envision like like Garage's shoulder pads and stuff like that for the Horde bike. I can imagine that for the handlebars and
yeah, totally.
There's a mount or something associated with it for like the winning faction.
Yeah.
I heard some.
There are 2 mounts that they're building.
Okay.
And then there's going to be a vote online for the faction. Like there's going to be a faction vote, and then I think in the end of it, I think both factions are going to get their bikes in game anyway. It's just one faction is going to win it right off the bat. The other, I don't know what happens to the other one, but we'll eventually get it. They're not going to deprive us of a vehicle in game that.
What? But they said they're gonna. They said there's gonna be a popular vote, and the one that gets voted for the most will actually go into game, and the other one gets trashed forever.
So everyone from that faction gets this mount.
I don't think it's going to get trashed, Sal. I think
no, I don't. Everyone's gonna get the mount.
Given what's going on with Warlords and taking away our flying mounts, we're going to have something really cool to ride around in Warlords, and that's going to be that mount. I'm still waiting for a 4-player like Jeep mount. I'd love something like that. Like where you just put, 3, you're in the pilot seat, 3 of your friends are in there, and you're just driving around. Maybe put a Gatling gun on it, take it into PvP.
Now you're talking big time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
almost like
exactly.
a little Halo-ish.
Warlord, exactly.
Yes, dude.
Capture the flag with vehicles in PvP.
I like where your head's at, bro.
Okay, well, I like watching the creative process for making those bikes. I've watched their show a lot in the past. So, they're making Azeroth themed bikes. I did see an interview saying that these bikes won't be street legal because they don't have to be. They're going in the game, right?
I can imagine
not street legal.
With tank treads on. I mean, it's like crazy.
Yeah,
maybe
that
the
is
cell.
Yeah, I cut like a foot off of my hair. That's a thing too.
I knew something looked different about you, Sal, but I just couldn't put my finger on it. I wasn't sure if it was the new stuff you got in the background, the little Mario stuff, or what.
That's the other thing I wanted to say.
Good.
Look. These are made of Legos, right? And cool, there's a guy at a market that made those, and he wants to make a giant one for like. I've got a big fireplace, and I need like something really big to go over it. And I want something kind of crazy, but he wants to. It's gonna cost. It's gonna be amazing. Like he wants to make like an old school Nintendo controller for me to put above my fireplace.
That's pretty sweet.
I think so too. But yeah.
Anyway,
he wants
to found her
design
soulmate.
No, it's like a married guy. He was at the market. He was really nice, and this was actually a red mushroom. And I'm like, oh, too bad you don't have the green. And he just like pulled out all the red Legos.
He just made it right there.
He just dug his.
Cool.
He's got like one of those big like Lego crates, like we all had when we were kids, right? He's like, rah, rah, rah. And he just pulled out a bunch of the green and made a green 1-up mushroom instead of the red. I used to call those mushrooms bigs. I don't know. You have to get a big. Back in the day.
Back some old memories. There's old memories.
Yeah. Okay. Other than that, I'm trying to hang out in the Mumble more often. Derry's dance party isn't quite as kicking as it used to be. I'm not sure where people are hanging out anymore, but I was there last night.
Chat. They're just logging in and hanging out in the blue recluse right at the very top.
I cannot hang out there because of all the noise of people coming and going and coming and going.
Yeah.
But yeah, chat room. Let me know where you hang out. And also, do you know what? I think Svensson talked me into doing an LFR after the show tonight. So cool. I think that'd be cool. So if you want to do an LFR chat room, talk to Svensson, get a group going, and I'll join.
Yeah, it looks
So,
like Bruce Lee just got
yeah.
his cloak, man, in chat room talking about it. So that's big,
Oh,
man.
the chat room just exploded with grass. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Bruce.
good.
Hey, oh,
Oh, awesome,
cool.
Bruce. Good job, man.
Oh, okay. So, big thanks to Sushi last week for filling in. But I'm really happy to have our Navox back, even if you're like bright red today. What?
Yeah, I went to the beach this weekend, got some sun, just a
Yeah,
little
Florida
bit.
life,
Some?
man. Florida life's being good to
Yeah,
you.
yeah, it's all
Ooh.
right. I mean, I'm just
You're catching up
hey,
to
it's
me, bro.
Florida. Yeah, it's it's it is it's so nice to go away somewhere and then come back and appreciate where you actually live. Like I was up in Jersey and I was up there for my cousin's cousin's wedding, not birthday. Big difference. And it snowed the last day we were up there,
Oh,
and I was like,
dude.
"What is this?
No,
It
How do you deal
man.
with
snowed.
this? How do you
It
people in snow
halfway
deal with it?" And
almost
Ain't
snowed. It
nobody
was
got time for that.
when I first came on the show, we made fun of the warm weather here and the people living in the cold weather. I apologize. That's crazy having your car snowed in, the ice and stuff, warming the car up, waiting for like an hour and a half before that thing can, you can use
Chiseling
it.
away the ice from the windshield, dude. You
Yeah, I
can't.
was afraid to do that.
No, I'm done with
But
that.
yeah. Other than that, I was trying to get back in the swing of thing. It's funny because I drove back when we got back home. I was in the car for 2 days with my parents driving home. We get home and I am just like beat, but it's raid night, so I'm just like I got it in me to do this.
2 days.
I'm
Two
like
days in the car
I'm
with your
game.
parents
I'm
will
like
make you want to kill some bosses.
falling asleep. But
Jules
yeah,
says, but Navox nerds don't like sunlight.
um, that's true. You know, but yeah, it's nice to be back. I ran some Two put together a For the Alliance run last night. Big shout out to Two for
How'd
that.
that go?
That was a lot of fun. We got our War Bears. That was great.
Sweet.
I
And a
saw
big
a
shout out
big
to
picture of a
Warlocks.
ton of people with the bears.
That's
I
awesome.
have that. I can put that out there on our Twitter feed, whatnot. But the Warlocks, they're on the ball summoning people, so it was nice because I was constantly being left behind. I'm like, where do we go next? I don't know where we're going. So it was fun. But yeah, but yeah, I think we're just about ready for our special guest, Aerothane, aren't we?
Yeah, let's get everything in here,
Yeah.
man.
Today we've got Aerothane. So Aerothane, come on in. You get someone different today. Someone who's never been on the show. That'll be cool.
What's up, my man?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, can you hear us? Can you see us?
Yeah. Hmm?
What's going on, bro? Listen, man, everybody, we got Aerothane in the house tonight. This guy is doing some crazy stuff in game. He's doing challenge mode. He's raiding. He's doing it all. Welcome to the show, bro. We're glad to have you on the show, man.
Thanks for having me.
So break it down, man. Like let's start with like we haven't had a guest before that's come on here talking specifically about challenge mode and some other things. How'd you get into that challenge mode? Because I know I've tried that, dude, and you might feel all powerful going into there, man. But when you go in there, man, they just strip you down to the bare essentials. You just feel kind of naked and alone. You know what I'm saying? So what's going on, man? Break it down for us, some challenge mode action.
Absolutely. I started in 5.0, so it wasn't too bad back then because your gear was sort of not good to begin with. It's not like it is now where it's so exponential. So it wasn't too bad back then. It took me a long time to get my first 9 of 9, and I got it on my Hunter as Horde. And then after that, I came to Airy Peak afterwards. After that, I was actually on Blackrock for a long time, a Horde side. And before that, I was on your server, Belshnickle, Horde side, Boulder Fist.
Oh, really? Okay, that's awesome. Okay,
Yeah, sushi. Yeah.
that's sweet.
Yeah, I was in the guild non-combat pets, if you know them.
Yeah, the guild I was in back then was pretty small, and those are the only people I really associated with, man. That server was kind of trolly, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you pretty much had
Yeah.
your peeps, and everyone else was just like, yeah, move out of the way, man. You know what I mean? So, but that's cool, man. It's good to have a little other beefister, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So how long you been playing, man?
Man, I'm 20, so I'm pretty young. But I've been playing, I think, since I was 12 or 11, since vanilla, long time.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, so when did you join the guild?
So my guild I had been following since ICC, basically throughout all of the game, fell apart, and I didn't really know what to do, and I was either going to quit the game and go play StarCraft, because I was playing StarCraft a lot of the time. I was in Master League. I was playing pretty competitively, actually,
Wow.
and trying to do something with that.
I love this
And
guy.
You're talking Belshnickle's language.
I love this guy.
He's big into StarCraft. Yeah.
Yeah, I played Terran back then, and I only played Mech in Master Leagues, and that was crazy. It was very hard in and that was in Wings of Liberty, so that wasn't even in Heart of the Swarm. But yeah, so I was either gonna quit playing WoW or take a leap of faith, and I took a leap of faith and came to Airy Peak, because about 4 weeks or 5 weeks after CTR had been going, and I haven't looked back since. I'm very happy. I also took a big leap of faith because I was on my Hunter previously, and I completely stopped playing my Hunter. I wanted to play my Druid because I was tired of where Hunters were at. I didn't really feel like Hunters were very, very skillful, so I wanted to really try to push myself and play a Feral Druid.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, awesome.
So you
So you on a
are
raid
you in a-
team?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead, Nav.
I was gonna say, are you on a raid team?
I am. I'm currently leading 25-man Heroic Fight Club.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Fight
Okay.
Club, yeah.
Yeah, Nolda is normally the raid leader for it, but he had to step out due to real-life issues, so I'm currently the temporary leader for that.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I was
Alright,
about to
good
say I
deal.
thought Nelda was the lead of that. Okay,
He was.
so you took the
Yeah.
reins.
It was me or another guy at Born Again. Shout out to him. He's extremely helpful.
Yeah.
He's very competent, but he doesn't want to take on the responsibility of that. But he helps me out constantly, and I wouldn't be able to do it without him. He's a very helpful person. Nolda sort of... Born and I talked, and I was like, I don't know if I really want to do this. And Born, because Nolda left, and we weren't, I wasn't sure what was going to happen, and he sort of just looks at me and is like, all right, you're raid leading. I'm like, okay.
How's
I was
Fight Club
already-
doing? Are you guys full on members? Are you guys short on members, or?
We're recruiting a little bit right now, just because we have a couple of people coming and going. Like with the nature of a 25-man, there's people always coming and going, doing various things, life happening. So we try to run typically around 27 to 29 people, just because basically there's a lot of people in the group who don't actually need gear off the first bosses we're doing on farm anyways, so we can sub them out for people who do need gear and who want to roll coins on those bosses. So we're doing that, and for progression it makes sense just because we run 3 nights a week. It's really ideal for that, and our reward system works really well with that, which is an EPGP system.
That's awesome.
Nice.
You stepped up, man. Sometimes it's hard to find someone to step up and take lead. So that's cool that you guys had that in place. He takes a deep breath. He's like, hey. No, man, that's good. That's good, man.
You're telling me, yeah, it was very challenging. It's very rewarding, but it's also very challenging. Like, I was the DPS lead on Fight Club before that, and Nalda sort of knew me. Like, I joined Fight Club when they were originally a 25-man normal team running 1 night a week, and they merged as 10-man with the 25-man with the news of Mythic coming. And he really liked what I was doing, and he knew I was a very competent player, apparently, which I don't know if I believe that all the time. But he thought I was very good, so he knew I had very much expertise within class mechanics and within challenge modes, and I really know a lot of what people can be doing to make stuff easier, and he chose that.
That's awesome.
Now, that is awesome, but what you're really here to talk about is your challenge mode team. Tell us a little bit about that.
What do you want to know, man?
What's up with the challenge mode team? Give us a rundown.
Like,
of
I don't
it.
know any people that challenge mode professionally, man. Like, we got a pro in the house tonight, man. Aerothane, break it down, baby.
I wouldn't know if I would say I'm a pro, but I did get 2 realm bests so far. I got one on my elemental shaman at Temple of the Jade Serpent, and I have the video of that too. I can link it in the
That's
chat.
pretty pro, dude. Don't try to
wow.
downplay it. You know what I'm saying? That's hype.
Yeah, we beat alone by 15 or 17 seconds at the time.
Wow, that's a lot of time too, man.
Yeah, and they went back and got it by about 30. So we're gonna go back there and get them eventually, though. And then we got Skullomance, and we beat the second best group by about 2.5 minutes the first time. Then Alone came back and beat us by 15, so we came back and beat them by 30.
So you guys are going back and forth with the lone, man. CTR
Well,
represent.
I'm trying, man. It's definitely hard, but it's really interesting because recently, like what we thought before was there's very selective titles to the people who have Realm Best. For example, the 5 people in my group have the Dark Master title for Skullomance, and that's only those 5 people. And if we lose Realm Best, the other group gets it basically. So
I didn't know that.
Oh,
I didn't know that either.
yeah, so we thought when the season ended, you would keep those titles moving forward, and you'd have them for forever if you had the Realm Best at the end of the season, which is 6.0. It turns out you're not actually, which is really, really sad. A lot of people are very upset because you're not keeping your Realm Best title anymore. They're taking it away from you.
Wow.
And instead you're getting the Mistwalker title if you have the Feat of Strength, which is sort of sad because it means every team you've ever beat who at one point held Realm Best has the Feat of Strength, and in return gets the same one title as you, which is
Okay.
sad. But we still went
Wow.
back and beat it anyways with that news.
So they sort of set it up so that you've got to maintain that record. Like if somebody beats you, you got to go back and do it again just to get that, you know.
Right,
That's
which
intense,
is the point.
man.
Which is the point of the ladder boards and everything that they've done. Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
it's very competitive at the top end of the top end. Like golds aren't really too competitive. You can get gold with just about anything, but Realm Best is very much so very competitive.
Wow.
Wow.
I didn't even know that whole scene was going on, man. That's like some underground stuff, dude.
Well,
No, man, you can like look it up and see all the teams
That's fantastic.
on
Well,
your
I guess-
phone. Like,
I guess it sort of
Go
stems
ahead.
from my StarCraft 2 background of I'm very competitive in nature, and like one thing I really liked that was implemented in Mist of Pandaria was the Brawlers Guild, where you can just be the selective one-person army of doing all of these things that are really cool. And when that came out in 5.1, I got all of them done, and on top of the 4 challenges at the time, which are the 4 Elite version 1 at the time, which was a really big deal back then because you didn't have all the gear that you had. Especially for me, I wasn't on a heroic raid team at the time, which was really cool because like to me, you know, it's fun because of the StarCraft 2 background of it's just me. If I die, it's just my fault.
Right. You
I
got
have
no
to
one
get
to blame
better.
but yourself.
sure.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Instead of, you know, when you're on a raid team of 25 people, it's like, oh, well, 24 other people messed it up. I'm great. They did it, not me. It's
That's
not their fault.
Okay, well that leads me to the next question. Okay, you named your team Boala's Anonymous, but you're not. This is not a Brawlers Guild thing.
You know, every time you say
Where
that
does
name,
that
I
come
laugh.
from?
Just for the
Wallace.
record too,
That's
I don't
how
feel
you
comfortable
spelled
saying
it.
that. I just feels kind of, I don't feel manly when I say Boalas. You can't say Boalas and
Wallace,
feel
like
manly. You know what I'm
Wallace.
saying? I just, you know, just
Am I mispronouncing it? It's
No.
Boala's.
You definitely are. It's grammatically correct.
notice he won't say it though. He hasn't said it once.
No, it's Ballers Anonymous. That's how I say it.
Okay.
You call it-
Me and my friend back in the day, he's not with me anymore. He's on Horde side. He does a bunch of Realm Best on his server too, and we just sort of had like a whole bunch of like funny ways we would spell stuff and joke around, and that was just one of the things that stemmed from that.
Okay, you cannot call something Ballers Anonymous and spell it Boala's Anonymous.
Yeah, but see, you
And it's
can't.
totally-
Spell it.
I can't picture a dude like Aerothane walking around saying, I'm in Boala's Anonymous. You know what I'm saying? The guy's talking about his competitiveness, StarCraft, you know, these modes and stuff, and he's going to walk around saying Boala's. You can't, I mean, come on. You can't do that. You can't, you know.
Okay, well, okay, it kind of sounds like Brawlers Guild, right? So did you start off as a Brawlers Guild group or something? Like how did you get that name?
I don't know. Like it's just like me and my friend used the word balla as like, you know, like sort of like a basketball player who's very skilled. We just sort of used it in that way to define a very skilled player, and we joked around about it and messed with the spelling, and that was what we came up with. So it's just sort of slang, I guess, for what I consider a skilled player.
So check it out, right? I'm a total noob, right? Coming into challenge modes. I want to get into challenge modes. I got some friends that want to do it. What's the first thing I'm going to do, man? Like, how do you get into competitive challenge moding? Like, how does someone that has no experience going in there? Yeah, I can make up words. It's all good. You know? So what's the deal? Like, what's the first step? Because, you know, raiding, you know, you got to go do LFR, and you do flex, you get gear, you do this. What's the process of becoming a challenge moder? That's for you, Sam.
It really depends on what your goal is. If your goal is silver or bronze, I would say you don't really need much experience at all. You can probably go in there, wipe 2 or 3 times, once for sure, and still get silver, if not bronze. And so it really depends on what your goal is. If your goal is Realm Best, there's a lot more things you have to do. If your goal is gold, it's really not too hard. You just have to know the layout of the polls and have basically pre-planned ideas of what's going to happen and what's going to go down, who's going to do what, and how you plan to deal with everything.
Okay, yeah,
Videos are great.
Okay.
but sure, but there's something else like Belshnickle mentioned at the beginning that it evens out your gear. But like, isn't there like special gear that people try to get for challenge modes?
Yes and no. For golds, you don't really need quote-unquote special gear, but it does help a little bit, but not a lot. It really depends on what you're going for. For example, for gold, you really don't need much of anything at all because it scales it down and you should have everything right. But for Realm Best, there's a couple of things you have to do differently. For example, there's a prismatic gem socket you get for your weapon, so you get 2 gems per socket of each weapon. There's trinkets that you get differently. For example, the Dark Moonfair cards trinkets scale down best typically because secondary stats aren't as good as they are primary stats for most classes. and just various things like that. Typically, you want the most gem sockets you can on all your gear so you can gem primary.
Cool.
All right.
So there's some min
So now
maxing
that
going
somebody
on.
and
Definitely,
one,
Go
oh, go ahead. No,
Okay.
no, go ahead.
Definitely a lot of mid maxing going on, especially within like your rotation, your talents, your glyphs, your group setup. Just and if you could do anything to get 1 second faster, like seriously, that's a big deal. So from the way you do the pulls, the way you do your area rotation, the way you do your talents, it's very much so different from how you raid. But it's the same mindset of you're mid maxing just as much, except you're doing it for 13 minutes rather than 5 minutes.
Cool.
Now, for people starting out, what would you say would be like? What would be the first one somebody should go do? Like, what's the easiest to hardest one that you've done so far?
Definitely Shadowpan Monastery and Scarlet Halls. Scarlet Halls is really, really short. Shadowpan Monastery is a little bit longer, but they're both very, very lenient in terms of the time you have to do to get them.
Now, are there any websites out there that people can go check out to get this? Like, are there any websites dedicated for challenge modes? Like any forum posts, anything like that?
There's a very big YouTube community for it. Typically,
Okay.
the first guides that I watched, which was back in 5.1, which is 2 years ago, a long time ago. There was a guy from Method, the Blood DK, and he did a lot of guides. I watched them, and he had very, very typical like layouts of pulls, what he was doing, how he was doing them, his group comp, various other things like that. Except, from coming from a guy in Method, you expect the best, and he's like, "Oh, this one's very easy, and it's very hard," or it's just very typical stuff like that.
Okay,
All right.
so like we have these the different mechanics that you actually have to pay attention to. So in these dungeons, do you find any of the mechanics like fun or cool, or I don't know?
The biggest thing is that like right now there's no new 5-man content. So
Right.
in terms of what you're doing, you're not doing anything challenging in 5-mans. Like when I join a 5-man on my Feral Druid, I'm acting like a tank. I actually queue as a tank because I can just pull so much pop defensive cooldowns and just do crazy stuff with so much item level and 15%. But in challenge modes, it's very much so like Cataclysm Heroics, where you're coordinating crowd control, you're coordinating defensive cooldowns, you're coordinating healing cooldowns, you're coordinating movement, all sorts of stuff. Of course, invisibility potions, because that's hard not to mention. But yeah, various other things like that.
All right.
Okay, but so what's the hardest one?
It's such a subjective, because it's different for every group. But Scarlet Monastery has been one that I've struggled with before. I've done 9 of 9 challenge modes, I think 6 times. I've gotten 6 characters gold gear, and I've done it more than that because I've helped out friends with various gears as well. I think Scarlet Monastery and Stormstat Brewery. Stormstat Brewery is said to be the hardest, but I've one-shot it before, depending on who's there and who's not there and various other things. But it really depends, especially when you're talking about Realm Best. If you're talking Realm Best, it can be anything. It depends on what your realm time is. For Realm Best, though, the longer ones are typically harder just because you're going that much more harder for that much more longer than, say, like Scarlet Halls, for example. In Scarlet Halls, the fastest Realm Best time worldwide is 3 minutes, which is absolutely insane.
Wow.
Worldwide.
Wow, man.
Okay,
Yeah.
so give us something to compare that to. Like, what's your best time on that?
On Scarlet Halls, well, I haven't done Realm Best on Scarlet Halls, but the gold is 13 minutes. So just put that into perspective. These guys are going 10 minutes faster than gold.
Wow. All right,
Yeah,
so look,
it's-
I'm gonna put you on the spot. All right, I want you to pick a dungeon. Give us a quick down and dirty on how to beat it in 30 seconds.
Okay, Shadowpan Monastery. You pull all the trash together before the first boss. You do the first boss on the dragon phase. You have the tank position it away from the group, and then you pull the adds after. If they're the trash, interrupt the Shaw Nova. It's cast below 20%. There's interrupts, but you can't do interrupts. You can only stun them. They're immune to interrupts. After that, you do the event with the Kung Fu Pandas. It's very easy. You do the mini boss. They're very easy. You do the boss before that. Don't stand in the White Fist. After that, everyone mounts up. You have a Soulstone on someone, or an Ankh, or a Battle Res. You run to the very end of the bridge. You die in the boss's room. You use the Ankh or Soulstone. You res everyone else. You can't use Mass Res in challenge mode, so you can use Engineering Jumper Cables, though. And then you go to the next boss. The next boss, you pop Bloodlust again after the first boss. You dispel the tank. Don't dispel anyone else, because it's a DPS boost for everyone else if you're dispelling it. And then after that, you have 4 people click the Purified Corpses to get simultaneous credit for 4, but you have to stun the adds afterwards, and then you go and do the last boss, interrupt the last boss, all the normal mechanics apply.
Aerothane, you win.
Nice.
You beat life.
Good job.
That is fantastic. You know, it's funny because I listen to like all my podcasts in double time, and that just felt right at home. You know what I'm saying? That just felt like, yeah, this is, you know, I can't imagine listening back to that in double time.
Well, you have to understand, I'm a college student, and I'm a psychology major, so I write an APA, which is supposed to be short and concise, which is very, very hard to do while you're doing academic stuff. So it's very similar.
Dude, that was I'm impressed, dude. I'm gonna
very
give you a
impressive,
little real life / bow. That's awesome.
High five.
Yes. Well, listen, man. You got anything to pimp, man? You got any shout outs you want to give out or anything to your peeps, man? I know you got some peeps in game that wouldn't mind hearing from you. What's the deal?
Yeah, for sure. First of all, everyone on the 25-man team that I run with, thank you so much for being understanding, because I've had to jump into this position of leader, which has been very hard and at the same time very rewarding. So thank you for being patient with me. If anyone's interested to apply, you can go ahead and message me in game. My tune's name is Aerothane, Aerothane. And also thank you for everyone who's listening on the podcast right now, and thank you for the CTR community and re-giving me life and purpose within WoW. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be playing the game right now.
That's awesome, dude. That's good to hear,
Awesome,
man.
Thanks so much for coming on.
Dude, it was a blast having you on. I mean, you crushed it. It was fun. We had a great time having you on, dude. And we'll look for you in game, man. One day when I got extra time, I'll pick your brain for some challenge mode goodies, man. Some more goodies.
Let's do it, man. I do 9 to 9 in typically 5 hours.
Okay. That's awesome.
All right.
All right, dude.
We'll
It's
talk to
great
you
having you
later,
on, man.
Aerothane.
Take it easy.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye. That was fun.
That was awesome.
Yeah, he's
Can
funny,
you
man.
believe his
Really
30-second
awesome.
thing?
He crushed that. By the way, he crushed that.
So guys, you know, this podcast is for you guys. You know, it's for everybody in the guild. If you have anything special that you're involved in, let us know. Come on the show. We've had pet battle specialists. Now we've had challenge mode specialists. We get raid specialists constantly. What else you guys into? Let us know. You know, we'll bring you on the show.
We want to have you on the show. We're excited to have you on the show, so let's make it happen.
Yeah, our goal is to have as many guildies on the show as we possibly can. And we're bringing people in at the end and stuff, and that's cool. So you can email us at convertedpodcast@gmail.com or head to the website, convertedpodcast.com. I can't speak today, and we'll get you on. We'll schedule it, and we'll figure it out. So, yeah, I think now we've got a video from Turarts.
All right.
Hey guys, Turarts here. I have a few event things for you this week. First of all, I don't know where April went, but we're almost to the end of it, which means the last few days to get the transmogs in. Again, just one entry per person on these, and you can send the entries on the forums or to asimishaman@gmail.com, asimishaman@gmail.com. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to the voting, which happens the first week of May. Once we sort through all the entries and everything, we'll have more information on that, so be on the lookout for the forums. We are starting a new monthly event. It'll be a pet battle tournament. It'll be the 15th of each month. For now, they'll be at 6 p.m. server. We may adjust the time. Just watch the forum post for more information. This first one will be 6 p.m. server and will be in Dolinar, right outside Darnassus in the Night Elf starting area. Again, the rules for this are the same as they were for the year anniversary. All pets have to be level 25, and you can only have one pet per class. If you get there about 15 minutes early, we can start the bracket, check your pets to make sure there's only one per class, that sort of thing. Otherwise, we'll see you at 6 p.m. server. We'll have these on the 15th of each month. The rules may vary. Just kind of watch the forum, and the times may vary as well. Watch the forum post for more information as the date approaches. I'm excited to do this. It should be a fun event, and having it on the same day or the same date will rotate the day, so hopefully more people can get involved. We're continuing our monthly Brawlers Guild extravaganza. We just had the last one a few days ago. Last Saturday of each month is when this is, so May 31st will be the next one. We create a Mumble channel, kind of hop in, cheer on guildies, give advice, or work your way up the ranks yourself. I know a lot of people have gotten a lot of achievements from it already. It's a great time and a great way to get to know guildies. So if you have 5 minutes or 5 hours to hop on in and participate, it really is a lot of fun. Other than that, we're continuing our weekly World Boss runs. These are on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, kind of random throughout the weekend. Best way to find out about these is to hop in the CTRLFG channel. We go kill whatever world bosses are up between Undasta, Shaw, Nalek, Galleon. Sometimes the Celestials, just depends on if there's interest for that or not. We are also doing weekly LFR and flexes for the event planners. The event planners will be hosting these. Right now, there's not really a set schedule as to when these are. They are kind of random. We're working on getting a calendar out for you guys so you can know when these are and kind of plan around them. But for now, the same as the World Boss Runs, just hop on the C Tier Lift G channel and just see if there's one going on. We may do some spamming beforehand on Twitter and game to let you know, and on the forums, so just be on the lookout for that. Otherwise, I have a bunch of new event planners on board. They have a lot of great events, so once we get them up to speed and learning the ropes and everything, you'll be hearing more from them. So please be on the lookout for a lot of events from us. If you want to find out more information about events, head to the Guild Events section on the CTR Area Peak forums. It's the first one once you get into the CTR Area Peak section. Otherwise, any questions, comments, concerns can always be sent to ctrguildevents@gmail.com. That is events with an S. Hit me up on Twitter at Turarts, that's Turarts, and gaming on the forums, Turarts as well. And that's all I have for you this week. We'll see you in 2 weeks, hopefully with some more great events to talk about. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.
Thank you, Turarts. Fantastic. Awesome stuff, man. Tons of info, man. She brings it every week, man. That's good.
Every
That's
week.
good.
We really appreciate all that information. Making those videos for us every week really helps. So, transmog contests.
Pet battles.
Transmog.
Now check it out, right? Before we talk about the next thing, Nav, do what you were doing while the Turarts video was on, because listen, guys, check it out, right? Remember back in the day, there was this show on, man, Inspector Gadget. You know what I'm saying? And there was a dude there named Dr. Claw, and then he would never turn his chair around, dude. We found Dr. Claw, man. Navox is Dr. Claw, dude. He was sitting there just stroking his cat, and I'm just like, dude, I'm just bringing back memories, man. Just fear. That's awesome.
That's Frodo. He's just hanging out, chilling with Dad. You were talking about pet battles, and I was just like, I got a pet right here.
It's a big old cat. I'm always surprised to see you carry a cat, because, what y'all don't know, guys, is within about 5 minutes, he's going to have the roller going. Because
I do. I got it.
Navox is a clean freak. Like, he can't handle it. He can't handle a little mess. How can a guy...
Dude, you have a lint brush in your office, man?
I have a lint brush here somewhere, yes.
I can't talk to him without him being like, yeah, like rolling his shirt. Like, he just constantly, just getting the cat hair up.
I think I actually brought it with me on vacation. It's probably still sitting in my bag
He brought
somewhere.
a lint brush on vacation.
Wow.
So
that's pretty fantastic.
Probably not a stick of dust in that office.
They lay on your mouse pad. You got to. I mean, honest, my mouse pad's just covered in cat hair. That's why you got to have a lint brush a lint roller to just get all that stuff off. So I mean,
it's all good, baby. You don't have to defend yourself, man. It's good. It's good.
Did you just call Navox baby? I think you just called Navox.
I call a lot of people baby. Like, what's up, baby? Yo, so BlizzCon, man. BlizzCon is the topic that we want to talk about tonight, and to say we're excited about BlizzCon is literally the understatement of the century. So what's the deal, man? How you guys feeling, man? Break it down. Sal, let's start with you. What was your reaction when you saw the announcement?
Well, I was at work.
Okay.
And my work's pretty intense, and I can't get on Twitter and stuff, so I never get any news or anything until I get home. I sit down and I have dinner, go to the computer, and go, oh, look at all the stuff that happened for the 10 hours I was away. But my phone started blowing up. Mm-hmm. I had at least 4 people text me, hey, BlizzCon's happening, BlizzCon. Yeah, and I think both of you texted me.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. Well, we're gonna do, and I couldn't wait to get home. And when I got home, I got into game, and Kata Codex hit me up immediately. It's like, check your Facebook. I'm like, whoa, what? And she's got this big note for me saying, I really think that we should get a room together at BlizzCon and da 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 da. I'm like, yes. So me and Kata.
Nice.
Yeah. Dude, almost everybody's going, man. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
I wanted to stay at the Hilton, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I've kind of had my heart set on the Hilton. Kata just graduated college. We're not staying at the Hilton.
It's a couple bucks,
man,
to stay at the Hilton.
Though.
It's a couple bucks,
It's a couple bucks, yeah. And I probably shouldn't be able to afford it either. So we're gonna go ahead and stay at down the street, not so far away as we were
Everything's
last time.
close, man. There's hotels like every 10 feet
Yeah.
over there. So I mean,
Well, Belshnickle, you and I stayed at the same hotel, different
Yeah.
rooms, last year, and we had breakfast every morning. I enjoyed that. That was good.
I won't book a hotel unless it's got breakfast and Wi-Fi. I mean, it's got to have breakfast and it's got to have Wi-Fi. It's just not happening for Schnickel. Breakfast. I don't want to have to pay for breakfast in addition to my thing. You know what I'm saying? I want to get up in the morning. Have a little toast. Little something, little biscuits and gravy. You know what I'm saying? And
Hotel biscuits and gravy is always real bad.
Yeah, look, I'm not there to judge. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get some food in my stomach. I'm not there to judge.
Some eggs.
Some eggs.
Some toast.
The eggs out of the carton. But yeah, man. So now, what you're staying at? Where are you guys staying at? Which hotel are you guys at?
Is there something like Claire something? Starts with a
Clarion, I think. Clarion
or something. Yeah, not so far, but yeah, not as far as I was as we were last time. I know that.
Someone said Schnickel needs his victuals, Jules. His victuals. Yes. I'm gonna wake up in the morning and say, "Where are my victuals?" What about you, Nav? So what's the deal, man? What was your reaction, man?
I went crazy. So here's what happened with me. As soon as it went out there, the first thing I did was book hotel rooms. Yes, rooms, like multiple rooms. I don't know why I did this, but I went out there and I booked at the Annabella. And I also booked at the Hilton. I got 2 reservations, so I can cancel one if I need to. But I'm just like, because I'm bringing my wife with me, and we were just
stay in separate hotels.
No.
My wife.
I was trying to, I saw, the big thing to do there. I mean, the con is, nice to go do, but the big thing to do is going to be the big CTR. I mean, there's going to be a CTR meetup. Like, I saw it last year, and I felt bad I didn't go because I was like, man, everybody's there. It's like I want to go meet everybody. So, I know Nate and Hokey from our A team is going to be there, so I want to go meet them and the main cast. Coltrane Zug, Dairies and you guys and everybody. It's like crazy, it's like Jules. You're gonna see Jules, and I just saw Rule's gonna be there. Dev's gonna be there.
Oh, come on! Everyone in the chat room's gonna be there. Everyone
I'm excited. Spencer. Spencer also. I forgot Spence. He's gonna be there.
Spencer, who was crucial for us last year, man, stepped up big for us.
Spencer really made everything happen for us last year. Like straight up.
But I also learned, this last trip to Jersey, I learned that I packed too much. So this time, going out there for a few days, I'm just bringing a duffel bag. I don't even
need a lot of clothes, man. A couple things, man. You'd be straight. Backpack, duffel bag, done.
I might
had
have
a
to bring
giant
my
bag of earrings.
Camera, but that's about it. I mean, I might bring my microphone and camera. That's about it.
No, we had to bring our stuff, Bill. We brought our computers. We had to bring our computers.
No, I had it in my backpack. I had a backpack and a duffel bag. That's all I brought.
I also got a video.
I mean, I wore the same underwear every night, but whatever. I mean, who's kidding. Totally kidding.
I had multiple dresses for each day.
I still have to find a flight. I don't want to have to change flights. If I'm gonna get on a plane, I want to do it once. So it's either Orlando. I think Tampa has something, and I think Orlando has something.
Dude, I think Orlando only has direct. But this is my thing, right? And Sal, you were talking about tickets and stuff. And this is my take, right? Buying a ticket now, I don't know, for us anyway in Florida, you're not saving a whole bunch of money. Like the prices now are the same price that I paid last year. And they're not going to sell out on flights 8 months before the con or whatever, however far we are. Right. So you can wait. I mean, why give them your money for 6-7 months? I don't know. I mean, right. I don't see any savings in paying for it now. Granted, I don't want to pay, long before November, but it's early. What do you think? You bought your flight already, didn't you? You got that I bought my flight already look. You bought your flight.
It is. She has it.
Yeah, yep. That's totally. I've seen it before. You have really that look excited. Right now. You bought your flight. You can't hide it.
Hey man, New York to LA is a pretty popular trip. And Kata got me really excited. Kata got me really excited because we booked that hotel, right? And then she immediately just went, "Yep, booking the plane," because she got all this money from relatives and family, friends or whatever, because she graduated. She had a stack of money. She goes, "I got it now. I'm gonna spend it now. Done." And I just got all excited too.
That's all right, man. You got caught up in the emotion. You know what I'm saying? You got caught up in the emotion. It's all good.
Yeah, but I wish I had some, family friends graduation money.
Yeah.
With that. But okay, but here's a big thing. Okay, so getting the hotel, getting the flights. Okay, that's money, 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 right? But getting the tickets to the show.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
I heard some. I've been hearing it's going to be first come first serve, which is totally different than last year. But I got some tips. Two from the guild. We talked to them all the time in group. We had a couple tips that are pretty good. First of all, creating an account on the Eventbrite would be nice to get that done. That way, you already have an account set up, so you're not going there on the night of and trying to make an account.
You can already put your credit card in and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Now he also said there's something called RoboForm.
Your credit card.
No, but RoboForm is something that I've never used before. But it's like a form, one of those form fillers. So to put in your name, street address. I guess you can store your credit card information there. I don't know how safe that is, but I looked online and everybody seems to be happy with it. But if you can get to a point where you're pretty much just logging in, you're doing your F5, your refreshes, it pulls up, and you can have something fill out the form for you right away and hit submit, that would save a ton of time on checkout and could be the difference between getting tickets and not getting tickets.
Okay, Turarts telling you RoboForm, but I actually went to the site and read the site. So what happens
Which
is...
site? RoboForm or Eventbrite?
Eventbrite.
Okay.
Right. And what happens is, the difference between what they've done in the past, what they're doing now, is what they've done in the past. I guess Blizzard took care of it themselves, sold stuff themselves, and they had some kind of limits on how many they could be selling at one exact time. Mm-hmm. So there was a queue, but anyone that was in the queue wasn't really getting them anyway, right? So now Eventbrite has the capabilities of selling tons of tickets all at the same second. So in my head, I don't know if I'm right or not, in my head it's going to be kind of the same. It's just that we're going to know a lot more immediately whether or not we have tickets.
Yeah, but the time it takes you to fill out your form could be...
It says once you clicked on the stuff and said how many tickets you have 15 minutes to fill out the information. Otherwise you lose your
so
tickets.
You're pressing F5, tickets are on sale, 10 o'clock, you click on it. Once it says, okay, how many do you want? You're assured of getting the tickets you want for 15 minutes.
Yep, 15.
That is what Eventbrite says.
Oh, well, that's kind of nice.
Because I did go to the site, I did look at it, and I am going to get an Eventbrite account. Yeah, but I'm pretty much depending on you, Belshnickle, to get me those tickets this year.
Yes. I got you covered, man. I got you covered. Another thing people are doing is making alliances. They're making purchasing alliances. They're like, hey, listen, I'm going to try to get as many as I can. You get as many as you can. And then, we'll see what happens. You're not, I don't believe you're going to get stuck with tickets with a guild as big as ours. If you have extra tickets, somebody in the guild will buy them from you. So that's something you can do if you feel inclined to do so. You can kind of get with somebody and say, hey, let's both try to get tickets. And then, we'll cover each other. You know what I'm saying? That worked out for us last year. I got them and you didn't, and it worked out. So... it's something people can talk about amongst themselves and see if it's something they want to do,
Yeah, so, I expect some guildies to get some tickets and be like, hey, I only need one or only need two, and they could sell the tickets at cost.
Well, it's guildy, you know what I'm saying? That'd be messed up, you got a guildy.
Cost,
but what happens? If you buy a ticket, isn't it in your name? Don't you have to so that person would have to be with you to get the ticket?
No, what you do is when you get the thing, you basically put on there, let's say it's Sal. You'd put in okay, this ticket's Belshnickle's, this one's Sal. And then you're going to get emails before the con. And then you just forward Sal, the one that says Sal on it, to her, and that's her ticket. You know what I'm saying? So you can do it beforehand. It's really easy to do.
So
it's really easy.
Remember,
it's a
different thing. According to Eventbrite, what's going to happen is you need to put in... Now, and let me finish before you comment. Okay. You need to put in the names and email addresses of the people you're buying the tickets for immediately when you buy the tickets.
Really?
However, if you don't have the names and email addresses of the people, you can put... It says to put your own email address...
For all of them?
For all four of them. And then you have until June something... I don't know, to make the change.
So you're making the change now on Eventbrite instead of through the Blizzard site, Battle.net or whatever.
But after that, it works the same. After that, you get an email, and you have to print it out, and it's your ticket. Mm-hmm. And so then you stand in the forever line on Thursday night before BlizzCon and get your...
you don't want to be in that line if you can avoid it. That line looked rough. I'm not going to lie to you. Everyone's like, okay, so what are we doing tonight? And that line looked kind of rough.
Me and Megacode got in that line way early, and it was easier for us. But I will say, I did see someone pass out in that line, and paramedics come. I did see this. So bring your water.
Hmm.
Don't start drinking too much before that line happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're gonna have to print out your ticket. But getting the tickets is gonna be the thing. Jules mentions in the chat room. She says, I knew at least 5 people who had tickets that never got used last year. So
Wow.
there
Oh,
will be extra
wow.
tickets. You see,
That's painful.
that's
That is
painful.
painful.
On one hand, there's extra tickets, so everyone can get a ticket. On the other hand, it's like, oh, those people, were out $200 for a ticket. I don't know. I'll need a ticket, and I might even be working at the time when the tickets are on sale. I need to check, but tickets.
Yeah.
200 bucks.
Let's see, $200. But it's the biggest show. But there's
It's
several
worth
people.
every penny. You know, they
I've
could
already
charge.
talked
They
to
could
people
charge
not-
400, and people would. The numbers wouldn't drop. I'm telling you. Well, I mean, they could charge whatever they want for those tickets, man. It's worth it, dude. It's worth it.
Well, I'll tell you another thing. Something that did go up. The charity event was $500 last year. This year it's $750. The charity dinner that you can go and have dinner with Chris Metzen and all the people and give money to charity. It's substantially more than it was last year.
Nah, yeah. Shield Bearer said it too. If you're buying extra tickets, man, Guildies, man, face value, man. Don't be a punk.
Right.
Face value to Guildies, man. We're just trying to get everybody there, you know. Unless unless you go on eBay and try to change your name or something. People do that, man. They'll be like, oh yeah, sure, face value. They go on eBay and charge $500 for the ticket.
Well, there are people who speculate that it's going to be easier for scalpers this year
That's not cool.
to be able to get those tickets. I don't know. It's going to be hard to say. We'll see. But what I do know is that we had a bunch of people in the queue, in the queue, in the queue, in the queue. And I remember Coltrane tweeting I'm number 2,400 in the queue. Hopefully I get it.
Yeah, no. At least you'll know right away. I mean, yeah, you'll know.
I think you'll know right away.
Cool.
And I'll get that text message from Belshnickle right away.
Wait, so you better be trying to buy though. Even if I want to hear that you're trying to buy. Don't be sitting back saying, "Yeah, Schnickle's got me covered, so I think I'm gonna go out tonight." Hit up NYC.
You know what? It
my
would be
friends.
awesome if I actually got him this year.
That would be
I was
awesome.
able to be your savior. Hey, do you have that video?
I happen to have that video queued up, Sal. Check this
of
out.
how that went down last year.
Yeah, this is the video from our episode. I think it was episode 5 last year, when Sal and I were just messing around about getting the tickets. The audio, when you look back, the audio was pretty bad back then. But we were having fun, man.
It was before we had the fancy mics.
Yeah, that's right. So check this out, guys. If you guys haven't watched any of the old shows, this is what we did after we got the tickets last year. Guild's doing good. A lot of stuff happening. Everyone's pumped up about BlizzCon, which really, talking about BlizzCon real quick, and this won't take too long, but I got tickets for BlizzCon, and really, I don't know what everyone's making a big deal about. I mean, I was raiding with my team. It was a Wednesday night. There was about a minute left before the tickets went on sale. I'm like, listen, let me log out, guys. Let me see if I can get some tickets. So I log out of the game. I say, guys, I'll be back. I press F5 twice, maybe 3 times. Boom, queue pops up. You're number 1,000 something. I wait a couple minutes. Boom, it pops. I get my 4 tickets. I walk away. I'm like, it's no big deal. I'm trying.
Yeah,
I'm cool about the whole thing. You know what I mean? I'm not screaming. I'm not waving my hands in the air. It just wasn't that big of a deal. I was like, why is everybody so excited? You know what I mean? It's BlizzCon, it's cool, but this kind of stuff, when you're keeping a schnickel, this kind of stuff happens to you on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if you've been to one con, you've been to them all.
So
well,
I
for
wasn't,
me,
real quick, I wasn't freaking out at all. Just so that you know, I was totally cool the whole time, and then I called you up, see kind of, let you know about it,
Well, you called me. I was just, I was kind of hanging out in Mumble or whatever, kind of listening to everyone else trying to get tickets and. But then I get this phone call from you saying, hey, if you feel like it, you can go. You go to BlizzCon. I'm like, cool. Maybe I'll go to BlizzCon then. But, it's just not a big deal. It's not like I was jumping up and down or anything. And some people are freaking out, and I don't get it.
Yeah, screaming and stuff and crying. I mean, there's people crying about it, And
No, I don't understand the crying at all.
So,
it's just weird.
So we're going. We're going to be there at BlizzCon. It'll be cool, Maybe get tickled a little bit. See the people, But, But they got a lot of cool stuff planned, man. I was talking to Zug earlier, man. They got a bunch of stuff planned for the guild. I know you've talked to them a lot. and he's got a bunch of stuff he's told you about that they're working on. So, if you're going to BlizzCon, this is going to be a fantastic event, man. Everyone's going to be fired up. CTR will be well represented, and I can't wait, man. I am excited. I am. So yeah, man, that was a little throwback. What are you crying? You're muted, Sal. I can't hear you.
That was awesome.
I was laughing so much. I didn't realize we had come back on.
Oh man, that was
so much fun.
That was fun. But anyway,
that
man,
was fun for a lot of reasons.
We need to do something like that again, man. We're all getting tickets this year. We're all gonna be there, man, and it's gonna be good. It's gonna be fun. I cannot wait. I cannot wait at all.
Oh, man. Okay, and there's gonna be a big party. CTR, and even if people don't have tickets, I do know people in California who are just gonna come to the party without tickets to the show. So that's a thing. And Zug's got a bunch of T-shirts. He could probably just bring them to BlizzCon this year.
You know what else needs to make a comeback? Because he was a guild member, and he did this podcast. Hawkeye did the BlizzCon countdown.
Yeah.
Last year,
Yes.
It'd be awesome if Hawkeye, if you're hearing this, do it again, man. It was awesome.
He says he
last
is.
year.
He is. He was on Twitter
okay, good.
saying he
Okay.
wanted to.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and okay. Do you know who was not at BlizzCon last year, but who I think might be there this year? Someone is back. Someone is back. Word has it that Teak has resubbed and is back in the guild.
He resurfaced.
He sent me a tweet, man. He's like, dude, I'm not dead. I'm back. I was like, dude. Yeah, Teak was cool, man. He will always have a special place, man. Going back to the beginning of our show, man. There was Teak, man, just stepping up, Good dude, man. Good dude.
Teak was our very, very first episode. Very first episode, and that was back when we didn't know anything about anything, and it was awesome. And Teak was Zug's in the chat room, and he's like, keep your pants on about the shirts. I was joking. I was joking. Yes, so I'm happy to see Teak back. We were chatting last night in game, and I think I convinced him to come on the show pretty soon, just to see what's up. And
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Catch up with
He
him.
was the first person from the guild I talked to about coming over. So it all fell into place. Like, I saw that they were recruiting. They needed a tank. I logged in. I was like, hey, I have a tank on another server. It's dead. I'm interested in raiding. He's like, sure, come on over. We'll trial you. So it was, it's fun.
Jules just posted
Good
too, guys.
times.
If you guys are looking to get on the BlizzCon planning committee, Zug's gonna have sign up soon. So if you're interested in that,
Soon.
yeah,
Soon.
soon.
TM.
Yeah, keep an eye out for that. At some point, that'll be so that'd be cool.
actually, there's a lot to be done at that party. We had people selling T-shirts. We had people, not to harp on the T-shirts. We had people giving out
Enough
name
of the
badges.
t-shirts.
Name badges are actually really important because we don't typically know what people look like, so everyone had their name badges, and we had just lots and lots of stuff, like helping people out and getting the drinks going, and there was a lot of work. There's a lot of getting everything set up in the tables, the chairs, and the mics, and the da 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 da. So yes, lots of stuff to be done there. Excuse me. So that's gonna happen. I'm looking for more stuff in the chat room about that. Okay, so before the show, we had someone tweet at us, "I want to be on the show." So we thought it'd be fun to get another guildie on just to say hi for a minute. All right, and Belshnickle, you gonna bring him on?
I am gonna try to bring him on.
Okay. We'd like to get more guildies on. As many guildies as
We'd
we
like
can.
to get everybody on. So next time we're on, I'll tweet out before the show, guys. Just keep an eye on Twitter. Keep an eye on the chat room. If you want to come on, have Skype, have a webcam, and come on and say hey. Give a shout out to your guildies.
Yo, what's going on, man? Who do we got at the
What's
mic?
up, CJ?
Hi. Not much.
What's going on, my man?
Well, I'm sitting here staring at a computer.
Pull your camera down just a little bit.
I'm seeing
it's
you
like
from here
you
up,
cut
man. You
off.
look like that guy from what was that show with Tim Allen, man? What was that show with the guy on the fence?
Wilson.
Yeah,
Wilson.
So what's going on? So what's the deal, man? So who are you, man? Fill us in. Break it down.
Well, I'm a hunter. I'm in the CTR guild. I do heroic raids. Sometimes I wish more often. And yeah, that's about it. I try to PvP, but I can never get past 1600 RPGs. Yep. Other than that, don't do much.
That's cool, man. So you're doing
CJ,
the
we've
BG
had-
thing.
Yeah.
Go
You've
ahead,
subbed in for Boats and Hose. We've had you sub in for our raid team a few times, CJ.
Just once, but that's the one
Yeah.
time I got to the 4th boss in heroic. That was really nice.
Yeah, that was fun.
All right. So, do you have anyone you want to give a converted shout out to?
Just the whole guild in general. I just think everybody's awesome, so they all deserve a shout out.
Sweet.
Sweet.
Yay! Yay!
The blanket shout out. I love it, man. That's all right, dude. Showing love.
Alrighty. Well, we just wanted to come in and say hi, and it's good to see you. Good to meet you, and we will see you in Mumble. See you in game.
Okay. See ya.
All right, CJ, take care, man.
All right, TJ, man. It was good meeting you, man.
Yep.
That was cool.
Yay!
Yeah.
That was just a short hi. Maybe we can get him on for a little bit longer next time. Okay, so I think, speaking of shout-outs, Navox.
It is time for the chat room shout-outs. I'm also going to do the forum shout-outs because we do our shout-outs on the forums. I'm going to pull those up.
Yeah. So for the regular converted shout-outs, head over to our forum page to post them. And every week I try to put out tweets about going to the forum page. But chat room, if you have shout-outs, give it to us now. And Navox will read them out in a little bit later. So first of all
right.
I tweeted out today, or yesterday, last night, everyone go to this link to post in the forums, because we like people to go to the Signals Media forums to do our shoutouts. Go to this link in the forums to give the shoutouts. And then Megacode retweeted that. So go to this link in the forums. So instead of going to this link in the forums, he DM'd me. He says, for his shoutouts, he says, Megacode says he wants to shout out to the leads of Orcbusters. And that's Belshnickle, Rex, and Catacodex. So that's his shout out. And then in the forum, let's see what we got here.
In the forums, we have from
okay.
Louis, happy 1 year. Happy 1 year. Bonus rolls for gold from Louis. Happy 1 year anniversary as a CTR raid team, and to the original 3 members, Tulk, who was a raid lead, Astrix, and what is it, Charty. Still crushing bad guys. Louis, the green bearded gnome frost mage.
Okay. And then, oh, look. Okay, Teak. Teak says, this is great. We were just talking about him. Teak says, shout out to me for resubbing. Mwah, ha, ha,
Is he
ha,
in there?
ha, 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 ha. And for still having the most views of any episode. Teak, you know what? Teak's episode, our very first episode, has the most views of any other episode. And that's saying a lot, because we've had a lot of views on a lot of episodes. Although most people do listen to us on iTunes or, Stitcher and stuff like that. And we have a lot of people in the chat room, but a lot of people still watch the videos on YouTube. But there's a secret. There's a reason why the Teak episode has thousands of views.
Are you responsible for those?
I am in. I'm not responsible, but my niece is. I have an 8-year-old niece who was part of the very first scene of our very first episode. Remember, we did the Harlem Shake?
That was fun. Yes.
We did the Harlem Shake, and I had my niece there with me, right? I was wearing this dress, as a matter of fact. And she watched it and watched it and watched it and watched it. She would sit for hours and just refresh the video and watch it again.
That's cute.
Refresh the video, watch it again. And so I guarantee she's responsible for half of those. She made her teachers watch it. She made different family members watch it.
That's
and
awesome.
And add to that, Teak was on there too.
Well,
so that was
and Antique was awesome, So
Okay, Navox, who else do we have?
All right, so we got another
forum.
shout out from Kuda. Shout out to the Raid Team Orcaholics for getting our first Gary kill Sunday. I thank the whole team for being patient and focused on the prize. Keep up the great show, guys.
Okay, Xander says a big shout out to Navox. Hey, for helping us find a tank for our Tuesday raid. Knocked out our normal fight night progression, 6 of 14. There we go.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Good job, guys. Dead Greed giving a shout out to himself. Just
Dead
because
Greed.
he's that good. Hey, if you're not, like Sushi says, if you're not going to promote yourself, no one else will do it for you.
That's right.
Is that what Sushi says? Is that
That's
what
right.
Sushi says? Okay. Okay. So Zozone says, shout out to all the new members of the Salad Senate, including myself. You are all awesome. Yeah.
We've got a shout out from the chat room from Rumpelfugly. I have a shout out to Unit 91, a new raid team being led by Chirks and Azimi. We start raiding next week, and we're very excited.
Okay, actually, CJ, Pete, I think this is who we just had, right?
Yeah, he did this shout out live.
He did the shout out live, so I could
That's right.
skip the fact that he did the same thing where he said shout out to all the CTR guilds for being awesome.
Kept it consistent,
But
man.
I'm gonna say the same thing, so you keep going with the shout outs.
All right, Draven Dresden. Shout out to Mumble Party 5. Party 5 for making me laugh when I'm in a bad mood.
Aw.
Watch out, kids. Don't wander into Party 5 at night.
That's the deep end.
And Sushi gave a shout out to Ro for being on this week's Area of Effect podcast, out tomorrow.
Ro was on your podcast?
That's pretty cool.
What? Okay, we gotta.
That's my Tuesday lineup. I listen to AOE and I listen to Realm Maintenance. That's my Tuesday lineup.
Love me some real maintenance. We definitely get on the AOE this week.
And we got
Sushi.
We got Aerothane giving a shout out to Lock and Chain. Hope his job goes well. And FaZe and his wife, Miss
Well, prop.
Grats on getting a house.
Oh, cool.
That's pretty awesome.
Okay. Any more in there? Let's see.
That's it. I believe. I think we're good.
Shout out to the new event planners. We are having a blast, says Rosewind CTR. And
they're doing a good job. I've logged in the past couple of nights, and there's something going on. It's always from a raid planner, like an event planner's going, "Hey, we're doing this." Like that Brawlers, that thing they were doing with the Brawlers Guild was all day Sunday. Like I logged in or it was Saturday or something. I logged in the morning, and then when I got home, it was still going on. I'm like,
yeah,
that's pretty cool,
guys. That's all day.
It's like the last Saturday of every month. It's at
awesome.
A predictable time, so like a predictable date, so everyone knows when it's going to happen. That's awesome. That's so good.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Okay, so Belshnickle, do you have any shout outs this week?
I got a shout out for Zach Had Utah, which is the weirdest name I've heard.
Utah Zach.
Yeah, but he is one of the coolest cats, man. I was over there playing some D3 the other day. I just hit 70, just finished X5. And, I hadn't really gone into a lot of the end game stuff as far as what to do and the blood shards and all that stuff. So he jumped into my game, man. He kind of gave me a quick and dirty. We played for about half an hour. And he's a cool dude, man. Actually, wouldn't mind having him on the show sometime. So, yeah, Zach Had Utah, man. I think he's over here, man.
He's in the chat room now.
Yeah, but I can't pronounce that, man. That's hard, dude. That's Vorlo Kosh 1.
Vorlonkosh.
He wrote, shout out to Belshnickle, newbie to Diablo 3. I whip him into shape over these nights. That's awesome. One of these nights.
Okay. Navox, you have a few people, I believe.
I do have shout outs. Like I gave a shout out earlier to Two Root. Another shout out to Two Root for doing for the Alliance the other night. I got a shout out to 3 people that have been helping out our raid group. Our raid group, Boats and Hose, we've been trying to reform because people are taking a break. During that lull, people are getting bored of doing Siege, so we've had to get some fill-ins, and we've got a team, growing again. So it's rather nice. I want to give a shout out to Billy Piper for helping us out. Hearthstone is our new healer for the raid team, one of the new healers that we have. And also Marker came back, and we're going to pull Marker on this week to raid with. So I want to thank those guys for helping us out. It's tough when you're trying to go through a heroic progression and somebody doesn't show up, It's like, and you've got to find, like, we're constantly looking for people, like, oh, somebody's not here, who's a fill-in. That's really tough, especially with heroic progression. And these 3 guys, they stepped up. So I just want to give them a quick shout out for that.
That's awesome.
Marker, he's really helped me out with my chamois. So
we brought him in for
a
Gary tonight. Like, we did a Gary kill right before the raid. Like, I thought, with Garrosh, I thought we were going to go in there and just usually do like maybe 1 or 2 tries. We're just like, all right, we're gonna wipe once. We went in there and just killed him. It was just like, we just went in there and just boom, own them. That was it. I was like, wow, okay, so I've got time to relax now before the show. Thanks, guys. So,
That's awesome.
Okay, we're gonna wrap this up, and I'm with my shout outs. Actually, I don't know if I want to give a shout out to Dead Greed, because he just put in the chat room, says, yes, Dead Greed makes it to another CTR show, converted podcast. Okay, but I want to shout out to 2 boys I was really hoping to see at BlizzCon, but they can't get out of work, and that's Dead Greed and Exclavier. Both of them have to work that week, and I won't be able to see them. So I'm going to shout out to them. Yes. Okay, and be sure to join us next week when we interview 2 people. We've got 2 people we're going to talk to, Shark Fu and Spanx.
That show's going to be epic, dude.
That's going to be crazy.
We got Australia in the house, man. People missing work, taking time off work. This is real, man. It's about to get real here. That's awesome. Because their time zone, it's so crazy. Like, when we're filming this, it's actually work time. You know what I'm saying?
Spanx here? Oh, well, yeah, Spanx is here. Yeah, she told me that if she knew far enough advance, she could just ask for a day off work.
We'll have to know more about the butt flap, because that's always in Twitter.
Okay,
the butt flap mystery will be solved in 2 weeks on the Converted podcast.
Yes. But it will be awesome to talk to Shark Fu as well, to get him on camera. That'll be good. So we got 2 pretty epic guildies joining us next week. That's going to be great. That's going to be fantastic. So, thanks for coming out, and if you want to be a guest, do hit us up on convertedpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, and that's it, man.
That's all we have for tonight.
Thanks for coming out, guys.
Next week, guys, remember like we did this week, have Skype up ready. We'll tweet it out. If you want to come on the show, do a live shout out, we'll get you on.
Awesome.
This is your show, guys.
Fantastic.
Get on.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Thanks again. Chat room, you guys are the best, man. We love you guys.
You can follow us on Twitter @converted_CTR.
And be sure to follow us on our YouTube channel, Converted Podcast.
Also, follow us on our Twitch channel, Converted Podcast, and join us live every other Monday at 7 p.m. server.
You can follow me @summer_sal, Navox @NavoxCTR, and Belshnickle @BelshnickleCTR.
This podcast is a part of the Signals Media All-Star Network. For more information on this and other fine shows, go to signalsmedia.com. It's okay to stick our stuff in your ears. Really.